we're joined by Hunter Nemechek, driver of the number 20 Toyota for Joe Gibbs Racing. If you have a question, please raise your hand and we'll get a mic to you. We'll start with Deb in the front.
Deb Williams, Auto Week. John, you were born the year that we lost your uncle, and with your name being after him, and then with your dad being successful in Cup racing and in what was Busch Series as well. Have you ever felt, or has this always seemed like extra pressure on you to succeed in the sport?
I wouldn't say it's extra pressure. I've always had the goal of being better than my dad, that's for sure. I think last week tied him in total NASCAR wins, which is really cool. I think both at 20 now, so that's a really neat stat. But I think that there's no real added pressure there just because of my name. I think for me, it's trying to make a name for myself. Yes, being able to grow up underneath him and then carry on my uncle's name. And it's really, really neat. And it's kind of a family legacy that I get to continue to carry on. But at the same time, making a name for myself. I want everyone to say that that's John Hunter's dad rather than, hey, that's Joe Nemechek's son.
We'll go to Jeff Gluck.
So obviously, like, Truex is pretty public about, like, he doesn't know what he's doing next year, right? Now, obviously, it seems like you're the guy, maybe, at least that's our perception. Like, if there was an opening, you would be a natural fit to move up. So from your perspective, how does that weigh on you? And you know, you don't know what you're doing necessarily. How do you digest all that?
I think for me, it's really just staying focused on this year. I've been Cup racing before, right? I made that move and might have been a little bit too soon for me, but I learned a lot from that. And at that point, I don't feel like I am worried about the future. Let me put that in that terms. For me, it's all about going and winning races. I love the spot that I'm in. I love the last 3 years of winning races at the truck level, the Xfinity level, and hopefully can do that one day again in the Cup Series level. But for me, it's all head down and focused on trying to win this championship. I've come up short from winning a championship so far in my career, so whatever that takes, I think that for me, whatever happens in the future is going to happen for a reason. So just got to live every day and continue to get better and go race every single weekend. Yeah, I think at times, I think anyone would say that it can get frustrating not knowing like your future or where you're going to end up, right? But at the same time, patience is a virtue. I had to learn patience once I a kid. That is for sure. So I feel like that has changed my perspective on a lot of things. And for me, it's just continuing to focus on what I love to do, and that's to go race and go win races. The future will settle itself. So it's just head down and working hard every single day.
Do we have any additional questions? We'll go to the front.
Scott Walsh from the Scranton Times-Tribune. You mentioned how maybe the move to Cup was maybe a little too soon and you learned a lot. How maybe humbling was that, or tough was that to swallow some pride and take a step back and leave the Cup Series and go back into the trucks and now Xfinity?
Man, I think that I value going Cup racing for sure. Was it the right move? Maybe, maybe not, but that's part of the path of where it's gotten me so far in my career, and I learned a lot that year. It made me a better race car driver. It made me a better person. Made me stronger mentally, for sure, through ups and downs, and we had some really great runs. But all in all, I think being able to kind of reset, kind of revamp, and put myself in a spot where I feel like I can win races with the teams and organizations that I was with in the Truck Series, now the Xfinity Series. And I don't want to put myself in the position where I feel like I can't win races, right, with an organization. So to me, it's aligning yourself with the right people and the right team around you to go win races and championships.
We'll go to Nathan.
Nathan Solomon with the podium finish on Hunter. Obviously, with the 2 wins in a row, you're able to kind of expand that points gap a little bit more over the 21. So just these next handful of races, how do you manage that gap over the 21?
Keep winning, win stages, win races, just have solid days, no mistakes. I feel like that's kind of been something that we fought all year, is having to overcome things every single week, whether it may be a mistake on pit road or something that I did, restart violation or whatever it may be. We've had to come from the back quite a bit this year in short periods of time and still have salvaged days. So turn bad days into good days and overall have good days every week.
Do we have any other questions? We'll go to Zach in the back.
Zach Sterner, YellowNASCAR.com. This has been a track where, no matter the series, you've performed well and had good runs. What is it about this track? What is it about what you're feeling behind the wheel that has allowed you to find success here?
It's a very good question. I really don't know. Ever since I came here, I feel like I've excelled here, like you said, and I don't know the reason for it. I feel like that this place is based on a lot of momentum. Carrying speed around the corners, making the straightaways longer, and I feel like I guess that suits my driving style a little bit. It goes back to some of the race cars that I grew up driving, like Allison Legacy cars and whatnot. It was all momentum based, and trying to make corner speed faster to make the straightaways longer. Really tight racing. So for me, it's just a place that I've come to like, I guess, over the years, and I've been fast here, so it makes it that much easier to like.
We'll go in the front.
John, Shane Hector, Underground Sports. You have 15 top 10 finishes this year, so you have been having tremendous success. What has been the key to your success, and what will be the key to your success today?
Having a great team around me, everyone that works on this 20 team and everyone that works at Joe Gibbs Racing has given me every tool that I've needed to succeed, including Toyota TRDs. So I think just consistent runs throughout the year, turning bad days into good days or into top 10 days, let's say. And being frustrated with a top 10, right? That's a pretty good day. So for us, it's just keeping our head down, keep building fast Toyota GR Supras every single week. I got to keep doing my homework and my job and focus on each race weekend and do the best that I can as a driver for my team. And it goes back to communication as well. Communication is key. I feel like some of that goes unnoticed from a team aspect of NASCAR. It's a team sport, so being able to communicate with the crew chief, with the engineers, all of your crew guys, it just makes everything better.
Any final questions? We'll go back to Deb, and we'll end with Zach in the back.
John Hunter, I want to go back when you were talking about maybe you came to Cup too soon. In the early 1980s, Mark Martin came into Cup, and then he actually went back to ASA and rebuilt his career before getting the ride with Jack Roush and becoming so successful. Have you had any talks with Mark Martin or received any type of input or advice from him?
I have not. Mark and I chat every time he's at the racetrack, but haven't talked about that. I didn't know that. That's actually very interesting and pretty cool. So for me, I think that the opportunity of the Cup side was great, right? And it was something that I had to take. I felt like for myself as a driver, was it too soon? Maybe, but at the same time, it teaches you a lot and makes you become a better driver, a better person, stronger mentally, just everything in a nutshell. So it opens your eyes to a lot of different things that you haven't been exposed to before. And there's a reason that those guys race on Sunday every single week.
You were talking about the communication with the team and how important that is. Your crew chief, Ben Beshore, was obviously on the pit box for the 18 in the Cup Series with Kyle Busch for a few years. Having his experience and knowing that he built his notebook working with Kyle for those few years, how has he been able to help you get this team on to the point where you are now, succeeding every race weekend?
Ben, I've thoroughly enjoyed being able to work with Ben so far this year. Going into the off season, not knowing who the crew chief was going to be for me, and then it getting announced that it was Ben, and sitting down, chatting with him, talking with him, communicating, trying to create that relationship. I feel like we've created a pretty good relationship so far. But the experience is huge. Anytime that I feel like you have an experienced crew chief, it makes you better as a driver, and not only experience as a crew chief, but he's a very experienced engineer and has been around the sport for quite some time. So being able to chat with him and pick his brain on different ideas and have him ask me questions that really haven't been asked before, or in a way that they haven't been asked before, to make me think a little bit differently about what he's asking and how the car is driving and different things of that sort. I feel like that has been a huge stepping stone for me, and has made me a better race car driver. I think the experience side has helped me mature for sure as a race car driver as well. We are very good about letting each other do our jobs every single weekend, but still in constant communication about what we can do better as a team and how we continue to get better. So I feel like our relationship is really kicked off, and it's been really, really good. Thanks.
All right. Thanks, John Hunter, and good
Thank
luck
you.
this weekend.